trying to film a video, Key. Shake. Good girl, good girl. What's up guys, Justin here from Out of the Basement, and what I have for you today is a look at my entire Star Wars Black Series 6-inch action figure collection. It is that time of the year. I try to do this every year, so I did one in 2023, and now I'm squeezing it in near the end of the year. We're here in 2024. A lot of things have changed this past year or so with my collecting habits. For example, I've dropped a lot of the new media Disney era type stuff. I have finally got some lighting, which I just have been using these pucks that stick onto the wall and then you use a magnet. I can put a link to those in the description. I am not done yet. They are a little pricey. It's about $30 for 6 on Amazon. So I've just been going slowly, you know, from top to bottom, filling out the ranks with the lighting. I do think it's making a big difference though. Super quick FAQ before we get into it. I am not a completionist, so if you see certain figures missing, there's probably a reason. I do not keep my packaging. I recycle like 95% of my action figure packaging. I am mostly into the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, Clone Wars, Rebels. You know, I do like the dark times, you know, in between Revenge and Star Wars 77 with the Disney era, like Andor, Rogue One, Rebels, The Mandalorian. I know that's post Return of the Jedi, but those are sort of the eras that I like and that I enjoy collecting. So let's just jump right into it. Just taking a general look at the collection, this is how I have things set up. So I did significantly change it from last year. I have a bunch of these figures aligned on the top shelf. So I went crazy with the hexagon stands. The entire collection pretty much is full of hexagon stands from Landspeeder Luke. I am into 3D printing, so I do have a bamboo P1P. And yeah, like I said, I've just been going crazy with the hexagon stands. These are also Billy bookcases from IKEA, if you're curious. Over here, let's just start right off with this corner shelf that I have going on. Up top, we have the Landspeeder with the Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's the old non-photoreal one, and the old non-photoreal toilet paper Luke. Got a couple Tusken Raiders. That is the Bandai model kit R5, and that is a 3D printed moisture evaporator. Shout out to Jeff W, gave me that carbonized 2-pack. I do keep some things on card. I have like credit collection that people have sent me, because I notoriously do not like credit collection, so the only ones I've kept over the years are the ones that people have given me. I do have a few of the 40th anniversary stuff on card. Got some Empire figures, some of the ones from Star Wars 77. We got George up there, the 40th Kenner Admiral Akbar, and one of my most prized possessions is the 40th Return of the Jedi Emperor, with Ian McDiarmid's signature. Moving down on that corner shelf, we have the Holocom Darth Vader, and like I said, I am into 3D printing a bit, so that is the Holo Table printed by the Bamboo P1P, courtesy of Landspeeder Luke's design. I do have the AMS, so I was able to paint up some of the buttons and panels on that. But we have Rampart, the Ahsoka Thrawn, Dedra Miro, and then one of the Imperial Naval Troopers. This one is the non-photoreal one. I just have them all surrounding that table as if they're having a meeting with Vader. Thought that was pretty cool. Then down here, I don't even know what this shelf is. It's kind of like the has special meaning to me shelf, I suppose. 3 of these customs were made by Disciple 806, so that is the Dark Trooper from the original Battlefront games, the Jet Trooper from the original Battlefront 2, and then the upgrade that I just got the other day that's a little bit more chrome and overall a cleaner finish. Awesome, awesome customs. Then we have my first Black Series figure that I ever bought, which is the Toys R Us exclusive First Order Snowtrooper Officer. I do believe that is my only sequel trilogy figure that I have remaining in my collection. Alright, so I'm going to get this top section out of the way. This is basically a lot of the Disney era stuff that I have decided to keep, and it is pretty much all the Dark Time stuff in between Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars 1977. I do apologize, I literally have to stand on a chair And the lighting situation is a little rough up here. I have not put any sort of lighting on the ceiling yet, but I do plan to. So stay tuned for that progress. We have the Jedi Fallen Order 3D print designed by Landspeeder Luke. Got my little Max Rebo Clone Battalion helmet in there. So we'll start off with some Jedi Fallen Order. We have the Cal Kestis, the two Knight Brothers, the regular one and the Archer, the 13th Battalion Clone Trooper. We have a regular 2020 Stormtrooper. I like to spread out the Stormtroopers throughout the display. I just feel like a lot of different eras and shelves need Stormtroopers. So I have like 10, 11, 12 of them, but I like to spread them out. We have the Deluxe Cal Kestis. Of course, that came with the Bogling, the Holocron, a couple different versions of BD-1, the Purge Trooper, the Flamethrower Stormtrooper, the Rocket Launcher Stormtrooper. Love that figure. We have the second sister. I gave her the swoosh effect from Count Dooku's blade. We have one of the Gaming Greats Riot, Scout Troopers back there. The newer one that has the shield and the baton, the Electro Staff Purge Trooper. Got the Mimban Stormtrooper. So this kind of bleeds into like a solo display a little bit with the Imperials, at least, like with that Imperial Patrol Trooper. The Mud Trooper, which is Han, of course, just in his little disguise. The Range Trooper, got that from Fig Fury back in the day. We have all the Inquisitors right here with the third sister, fifth brother, Grand Inquisitor, fourth sister. We have Marak back there. I had to print a super big hexagon stand for that one in the back. Then two of those Walmart Purge Troopers. Dual Zen Vader. Moving over to Thrawn. That's the archive photoreal one. It sort of bleeds into a Rebels display with three of those Imperial Jump Troopers on a Hasbro Pulse flight stand. The Commander back there. We got Maul, and I gave him the Holocron from Moma Nedan. Then we have our Rebels figures. So we have Ezra, Ahsoka. That's pre-photoreal, unfortunately. But then for the Rebels crew, I have all of the photoreal versions. So Hera, Zeb, Kanan, Ezra, and Sabine. Got all those photoreal versions. Chopper. Then it moves into our little Andor display, probably my favorite Disney Star Wars. We have Cassian in his disguise, the Target exclusive Shore Trooper. We have a couple Jedha Patrol Stormtroopers, Bix, Luthen, the new Cassian, Mon Mothma. I do have this set, but I kind of don't want that Cassian anymore. I don't really know what to do with them. I took him off the shelf. I don't know. I like that Cassian better. In the final top section here, we have the Dark Times Officer. We have the Ferrex Trooper with the 3D printed riot shield. Galen Erso, another Jedha Patrol Stormtrooper. The Hover Tank Driver, another Ferrex Officer Stormtrooper. The AT-ACT Pilot. My entire Shore Trooper collection, that's made up of the Squad Leader, so the one with the blue stripes, and then the Private. And I like this, just a little Easter egg for the Mandalorian. I 3D printed the tray and the cup, the poor Shore Trooper that gets shot in that series. So I like that, stuff like that with 3D printing. It just personalizes the display a little bit. Little Easter egg. And we have all the Death Troopers. These are almost all Black Series, except for this one, which is the Bandai model kit. Orson Krennic back there. Got the X-Wing pilot. We got Saw Gerrera. That Death Trooper is the Black Series one from the 3-pack. Then he just doesn't stand, so I had to have him sitting on the top shelf like that, because he just kept falling over all the way down there. Okay, getting into some much better lighting. Again, these puck lights really help the display, don't they? I 3D printed this Tantive 4. It's another design from Landspeeder Luke. So we have the Tantive 4 3D printed diorama. Love that. So we have Princess Leia. That is the archive with the photoreal. Surrounded by a bunch of the Fleet Troopers. I got 4 of those. I really want to do some head swaps on a couple of those just to mix it up. We have Black Series 3PO and R2-D2. We have the 2017 Darth Vader with the red eyes. This is the red eye variant, so I love that. 2020 Stormtrooper. We have Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot. And two of the Stormtrooper disguise figures. We have Luke and Han back there. You have in ceremony Luke. You have in ceremony Leia. The Target exclusive Stormtrooper disguise Luke. A little training ball and the blast shield helmet. There are some things here where I just don't know what to do with it yet. That is the Black Series R5. Continuing on with the OT, we have all 3 Sand Troopers. Well, I should say 4. We have our 4 Sand Troopers right there. Another Sand Trooper, I think that's my original one. We have the photoreal naval officer back there. We have the TIE pilot that is Lieutenant Ogzizo. Yes, it is. Okay, that one is specifically the lieutenant that came in that 4-pack. We have Admiral Piet, Grand Moff Tarkin, the Torture Droid, a couple more 2020 Stormtroopers. Then we have our Empire Strikes Back Bounty Hunters. I did retire the Black Series Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. That is the Mayfex. Got that for $45 off Big Bad Toy Store. If you're not into imports, I highly recommend having this be your first one. Track that down. It is a masterpiece figure. Everyone needs that in their collection for sure. But obviously we have Zuckuss, Forlom, IG-88, Bosk, Dengar, and then 3 more of the 2020 Stormtroopers. This is the SH Figuarts Darth Vader from Star Wars 1977 with the red eyes. I just got this the other day. I just opened it, so we have the bendy wire cape and everything. This is amazing. That's another great import. I've recently been dipping my toes a little bit into imports, as you'll see. We also have the mouse droid back there and a Minok clinging onto the shelf. Thought that was cool. Moving on to Return of the Jedi, we have a Gamorrean guard, Han and Carbonite back there. That's the single release that they released on Amazon and Hasbro Pulse. The Archive Bouche Leia with the updated legs and the photoreel. Skiff Guard Lando. We got Jabba, Slave Leia, and Salacious Crumb. We have the old R2-D2. I don't want to retire him just yet until we get to army build a few more R2-D2s, but he will get retired soon. That's the old Astromech Buck. We have the Bandai Model Kit 3PO. Look how shiny he is. Bib Fortuna. Another Gamorrean guard. Those 2 Gamorreans are like some of my favorite figures in the line. But yeah, we have that Chewbacca, the Endor Rebel Soldier with the older gentleman's face on there, Ewok Village Leia, Endor Han. We have the Heroes of Endor set right here with Luke and Leia on the speeder. Wicket, Tebow, Paplu, and then we have the younger gentleman's face on that Endor Rebel Soldier. So that is the Return of the Jedi setup. Jumping back to Star Wars 77, this is one of my favorite shelves right here. This involved a lot of 3D printing, and there's even a couple customs on here and an import or 2. So we have the chair set with Han Solo back there, you know, waiting for that Greedo scene to go down. I stuck Doc Ondar with a glass of beer talking to Moma Nadon. I just thought that was so cool. 2 Ithorians. You know, what are they discussing? What are they discussing? Then we have the thing that got me into 3D printing was actually this band stage designed by Landspeeder Luke again. So we have, what, 5 Figrin Dans and 1 Nail and Shield in there because I wanted to utilize every instrument. We have Garen Dan, which was a custom from Nate. Then we have the bar piece. Again, this is a Landspeeder Luke file. We have the SH Figuarts of Luke Skywalker, which was given to me by Mr. Coffee. We have the photoreal version of Old Ben Kenobi. We have Chewbacca. Then my headcanon here, since we don't have a Wooher in the Black Series, was Hondo took over, and he let his cronies take over the bar. So it's drinks on the house for everyone. So we have another Figrin Dan, just to mix it up and give a little more variety with the aliens. Greedo, Hondo, Dr. Evazan back there, Ponda Baba. Then we have 2 Jawas. Seeing what's up. They're about to grab a drink. That one's actually Tika, but yeah, I don't know. Mix it up a little bit. And like I said, that is the SHF Luke Skywalker. So you can kind of see how I have my shelves organized. You know, we have Star Wars, we have Empire, but Star Wars, you know, half of that. But we have Empire and then Return. Then we have, you know, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars, Mando. So we'll get to all that, but I just quick wanted to show you how I decided to do this because it is a little different from last video. We have some of my favorite Black Series figures of all time. The Hoth Rebel Soldiers. I have, what is that, 5 of those. The Hoth Leia. This is a piece from Starkiller. That's a piece from one of the Starkiller Kmart exclusive sets. Little binocs right there. The center piece, Luke Skywalker, the Hoth one. Someone just fell. Uh-oh. Anakin, come on now, bro. The probe droid, 2 of the snow troopers, AT-AT pilot, General Veers, prototype Boba Fett, Dagobah R2-D2, that is the Archive Yoda, D4 Jedi Training Luke and Yoda. That would be the new sculpt Yoda that can fit in his little backpack. 2020 Stormtrooper, of course. The Chewbacca set that came with 3PO. So I have them all broken up and in his little sack on his back. Bespin Han Solo, Bespin Escape Leia. Then we have Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader, duking it out with Bespin Luke. That is the 40th version, so Bespin Luke does have the photoreal on him, and that is one of the best Darth Vaders that they have released in the line. I do have this Minoc, but he fell off his little sticky tack. Let's see. There we go. That's how it normally looks. Oh, shit. Never mind. All right, moving on. We have the more Imperial-esque Return of the Jedi shelf. We got poor, lonely, blue line Vader. Chilling, sitting. I don't know what else to do with him. We have General Lando, Admiral Akbar, Wedge Antilles, the deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, one of the best figures in the line. Luke and Vader duking it out. That is actually Kenobi Vader, and this is the 40th Return of the Jedi Luke with the photoreal and the updated body and everything. That's the original release of the Emperor Throne set. 2 Royal Guards back there. 3 more 2020 Stormtroopers. This one is the regular TIE Fighter, Archive Scout Trooper, and the Blue Line Scout Trooper that came with the bike. That is so sick. So I really love the original trilogy, and like I said, 2 shelves a piece. That's what I went with. 2 shelves a piece. And I hope that we get even more soon. This shelf admittedly looks a little bare, so just bear with me. I am not 100% done with displaying these and figuring out what I'm going to do. I think I might combine some of these, but as you can see, we're moving into the prequels. Some of my bread and butter here. Love the Phantom Menace. So we have 2 of those pit droids from the Target 2-pack. Little Anakin, the Phantom Menace card back Qui-Gon that has the photoreal, but I gave him the Force Hand from the original release. Padme Amidala, Jar Jar Binks, the Senate Guard, Obi-Wan Kenobi, a B-1 battle droid, and this is the brand spanking new Darth Maul. That is the single release. And we have some of our bigger things from Phantom Menace, like the Droideka, which is so sick. The Stap, can you believe it? Love that release. And the Bloodfin. So that's another new Maul, but he has the soft goods, so he can sit on there with this little probe droid. And I'm kind of just in this phase of appreciating these 3 things right now, or 4 things. So I will eventually mesh some things together, but I don't know. I kind of just like how it looks right now, and hopefully we can fill some of that space with more Phantom Menace. Moving over to Attack of the Clones, we have another Droideka. I had to go for 2. The Geonosis Battle Droid. That is the C-3PO on the head of the B-1. We have a couple of heavy battle droids back there. Jango Fett, Count Dooku. We have one of my favorite figures in the line. That is the Geonosis Super Battle Droid, and I gave him the blast effect from one of my regular release ones. A regular B1. We have Plo Koon. I kind of decided to display my Jedi together for the time being, but I think eventually I'm going to switch it up and put them with their respective clone commanders. But we do have Plo Koon, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Aayla Secura, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Anakin and Obi-Wan back there, as well as Padme from Episode 2. And then these 4 are on the 2013 clone body. That is the Commander from the 4-pack, the Sergeant and the Captain, which were single releases. And then for this Lieutenant, it's another custom from Disciple 806 with the accurate blue. For those wondering, that is a Lieutenant right there. It's not the one that they keep calling a Lieutenant. I don't know why they're choosing to be wrong about that, but it's not true. And then these 2 Phase 1 regular clones are 2023 body Phase 1 clones that came out this year. This is kind of what I mean when I say that this is not a finished product here, because I do not like the Revenge of the Sith shelf. I just feel like it's too clone heavy. I feel like I need to spread these clones out. But we have the old Phase 2 clone body that came in that 4-pack. Then we have some AliExpress clones with Commander Neo and the 91st Recon Core back there. We have 2 of the regular 501st. One of them is from that Order 66 pack, and one of them is an archive. Then we have a Out of the Basement Special Operations Clone Trooper made by Commander Cook. And then we have our Max Rebo Battalion Clone Trooper made by Disciple 806. Archive Anakin Skywalker, Emperor Palpatine that came out this year. The Order 66 pack Coruscant Guard, a Magna Guard. This is the Bandai model kit General Grievous. How sick is that? So much better than the Black Series. We have a regular B1 back there. Another Super Battle Droid. I have 3 of these regular Super Battle Droids, but I've spread them out throughout the collection, which you'll see. We have Gree, 2 of the 442nd Siege Battalions, an AliExpress Airborne Trooper from the 212th, 2 212 Grunts, you know, 1 from the Order 66 pack. And another one was sent to me, I think, by 212 Hunter. Commander Cody, that's the original blue line. And Commander Bly. So yeah, like I said, eventually I want to put the Jedi with their respective clone commanders. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to change this up. We are now at the portion of the collection where the lighting is not going to be that good, because I just haven't finished out these puck lighting yet. So we're at the portion where the lighting's not going to be as good. So I do apologize for that, but we'll still just chug it right on through, starting with some Tartakovsky Clone Wars representation. We have a couple of those 2024 clones that released this year. The Clone Commander Obi-Wan. This is the Fordo that they released, or the generic ARC Trooper, whatever it is. The Mace Windu, the carded release. That is what they consider a lieutenant. But since it's Phase 1, I just threw it in with Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. That's from the Target 2-pack. Mace Windu's Clone Trooper, the Legends version, out of that 2-pack that released this year. I did get 2 of those Target 2-packs, so that's why there's another Phase 1 Lieutenant, which obviously that's just a 501st Grunt. And then we have all of our AliExpress named 501st clones. So we have like Jesse and Kix, and we have ARC Trooper Echo, and we have ARC Trooper 5s, and we have Hardcase, and we have the ARF Troopers. And yeah, so we have our Oppo back there with the actual arrow like he does in Clone Wars. And Tup, and you know, everyone that was in that arc. I do like the AliExpress stuff when they do these like named clones like that. I can definitely pick some of those up. Then we have the amazing Padawan Ahsoka. This is the Clone Wars Anakin. Captain Rex back there, the 501st Gaming Greats Rocket Launcher, Jet Trooper, whatever they're called. Then we have a Bandai model kit R2-D2. I kind of just like putting R2 in the Clone Wars section next to Anakin. I like that. I need to buy a couple more of those R2s when the new Black Series one comes out on the Revenge of the Sith card back. So let's move on with Clone Wars. We have a couple of the Phase 2 Grunts, but they're on the brand new buck. And I sacrificed one of my Super Battle Droids and took off all the panels and everything. And I just really like that pose, you know, stepping on the corpse of the Super Battle Droid. We have the ARC Trooper Jesse. This is the 2 Oppos that they released where the shade of blue is off. I can't wait to replace those with a proper 501st on the new buck. The 332nd Clone Troopers on the new buck. Love that. Had to get 2 of those packs. We had the Mando Loyalist. It's kind of a little Clone Wars Season 7 setup, I suppose. Even though it's pre-Vizsla on the throne, this is another 3D print. The pre-Vizsla is notoriously a bad figure, so I kind of just said screw it, and this is where he's going to be forever now. It's such a bad figure, I literally had to 3D print a diorama for him. Walmart Ahsoka, Clone Wars Maul, Ventress. We have another Super Battle Droid. You can tell how much I love that figure. Another regular B1, Aura Singh, Cad Bane. We have a Maul DeLorean back there. I really dig this shelf as well. It's just, I love the aesthetic with the throne in the middle. To the right, we just have a smattering of random clones and stuff. Again, I want to completely redo this. We had the Coruscant Guard on the 2020 body, Commander Fox, the Bad Batch Coruscant Guard. Actually, those are both Bad Batch, but I took the pauldron off of one just to make him a regular trooper. Got Hu Yang, the 3D Clone Wars Mace Windu with the Walgreens 187th. We have Waxer and Boyle from AliExpress, along with the Walgreens 212th. Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Honestly, this is one of my favorite figures ever. Commander Wolf, Camino Security, 13th Battalion, an Umbra Operative ARC Trooper. We have the Republic Commando clones. And bad buck, but still kind of fun figures. We have a regular Republic Commando down there. Then we have the Republic Commando B1. Real quick, just below, this is kind of my sell shelf. I'm thinking I'm going to sell my Bad Batch figures. I'm just not that much into it anymore, guys. So we have the Cad Bane, Crosshair, Tech, Hunter, Omega, Echo, and Wrecker. So, yeah, I think I'm going to sell those. Moving on down. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I have now moved... Oh, my kiwi. I know, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. My baby, I'm almost done. I take you for a big walk. I just have to show my people my action figures. I gotta show them my Black Series, alright? Yes, I love you. So this is the Mandalorian shelf. I still like the Mandalorian series. I was not a fan of Season 3 at all. But hey, they're not going to take Seasons 1 and 2 away. So we have the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, aka Paz Vizsla, Cara Dune, IG-11, the New Republic Security Droid, Migs Mayfeld, love that figure, Q90, the Offworld Jawa, Queel, Durasteel Mando. This is the deluxe armor with the soft goods and all those little extra accessories. Got Grogu in the pram, another Grogu right there. We have Season 2 Grief Karga, a couple of the Death Watch Mandos, and in the middle that is Axe Woves. Then we have Casca Reeves, Bo-Katan, this is the Black Series one. This is Glavis Ringworld Mando, excellent figure with the soft goods cape and everything. Cobb Vanth in his armor, Fennec Shand, Throne Room Boba Fett. We have a Pike Soldier back there, and a Black Chrysanthemum. And, okay, this is not what it looks like. So we have Ahsoka from The Mandalorian. I gave her the Island Journey Rey. And then that is Cad Bane from Book of Boba Fett. That's the one from the 2-pack. And my mom was actually over at my place for dinner one time, and she bumped into the shelf checking out my room, and this is how she posed the two figures that fell over. It is Cad Bane just shooting Ahsoka point blank, so I just don't want to mess with that pose. That's a mom pose right there. Moving over, I couldn't figure out a good way to display this, but at least I can see it. It is one of the best items in the Black Series. It is the Snow Speeder, and that has Luke and Dak in it. Along with this, we have the Tauntaun and Han. We have the Wampa and Luke. Because you guys know I put the Empire Strikes Back stuff up there, but these things are just so massive, man. I couldn't fit them. We also have a Creel and Mike over here for reasons, and then, yeah, over there is my little cell pile. So, even lower, the bottom shelf, the absolute bottom shelf, this is where the villains of the Mandalorian go. So we have 2 Remnant Stormtroopers. Shout out to Yoda's Den Instagram user, sent me one of those Remnant Stormtroopers. We have the Client. We have a Death Trooper because Moff Gideon is right there. We have 4 Dark Troopers. Kiwi, I have to show my toys, girl. I gotta show my toys. But I'm gonna leave this in because you're cheap dog content and people are gonna comment that you're so cute. The Imperial Armored Commando. That's a 3D print of the little, what is that? The little Jedi meditation rock thing from Mando Season 2 with Grogu on top. We have Migs, but I just put the helmet on and he's a hover tank, or a Juggernaut pilot. 2 of the Artillery Stormtroopers. That's like one of my favorite 2020 Stormtrooper iterations that they've done, as well as the Incinerator Stormtrooper. That's just so cool. We have another 2020 Stormy and the Remnant Scout with that white speeder bike from Amazon. Love that Amazon exclusive. Okay, moving over. We have what is essentially a comic book slash legends slash gaming slash things I was never necessarily into, but I just have so much respect for how iconic they are. So for example, I've never played KOTOR, but I have the KOTOR figures. Same with, you know, Force Unleashed or whatever else we'll find. So this is sort of an heir to the Empire Thrawn with the Salamiri, Mara Jade. We have heir to the Empire Luke. We have Karnor Jax, which this character is actually Kirkanos, but they misprinted, you know, they mislabeled the box that he came in. So I would actually be down for them to do a real Karnor Jax, because what they really did was Kirkanos. So we have Zalbar, Darth Revan, we have Jedi Revan, Bastila Shan, Darth Malak, Darth Nihilus over here, that is the Kylo Ren body swap, and Darth Malgus. Such a beautiful action figure. We also have the Darth Maul comic look for Maul and Jackson over there, and I can't forget about Infinity's Vader, the white Vader. Then continuing that trend in the final little shelf down here, and I kind of like how I put all of those Lucasfilm Publishing boxes on the back. It kind of really adds a lot of color and personality, especially since, you know, it's the bottom shelf. It's the bottom shelf, you know. It's the things I'm not as into but still want to own. So I'm happy that I thought of, you know, adding a little bit of flavor to these bottom shelves. We have the Gaming Greats Stormtrooper Commander, the Royal Guard from Force Unleashed, 2 of the Shadow Stormtroopers here with the Star Killer, the Hasbro Pulse set with the Force Lightning that is drooping, of course, a Crimson Stormtrooper over there. We have an Archive Emperor with the Force Electricity hands. We have Leia back there. That's her 2015 comic look, I think. The Jason Aaron run. The Inferno Squad agent. And then, okay, I might need some light. 1 second. All right, if you guys can make it out, this is actually one of the most prized Black Series possessions. This was a grail item for me, but it is the Shadow Squadron set with the Speeder, the Scout, and the Stormtrooper. I love that Shadow Stormtrooper. There's also the Shadow Guard from the Forces of Evil 4-pack. Now, I really kind of got hardcore about the, you know, the theatrical films, especially like OT prequel trilogy. So I don't really mesh like OT era stuff with the OT movie stuff. So that is why the things like Shadow Stormtrooper, I can't put it with the OT, right? So I do have to come up with a solution to have a more appropriate display for some of this stuff down here, which I'm definitely going to be working on this next year. So obviously stay tuned to 2025's collection tour. I'm sure it'll look pretty different as well. I also have a few things that I have received but I have not put in the display yet. Like, I do have some of the holiday figures, the Christmas ones and the Halloween ones, but I put them in a different area. I basically put them in storage until I need them. We got Enoch and the Night Trooper from the Walmart 2-pack. Amazon had the Endor Soldier for like $11, so I had to snag that. And just a couple of random figures that I don't know what to do with. But for the record, I do have a couple Black Series roleplay helmets. We have Bo-Katan's helmet. Then we have Darth Vader's Black Series helmet and the Lazy Sunday Stormtrooper helmet. If you watch the live streams, you'll know what I'm talking about. Also, a quick shout out to the Zoo Boy, because he gifted me this as an early wedding present. This is the SDCC exclusive from 2017, the Thrawn set. And we did go to ICCCon, and I was able to get this signed by Timothy Zahn, the creator of the character. So big shout out to the Zoo Boy. That was absolutely amazing. But lastly, I do have a couple more Black Series roleplay items. We have the Mace Windu lightsaber. That's the Black Series. We have the Darksaber. And then we have Darth Vader's lightsaber. It's like the older one from 2017. So yeah, I got a couple lightsabers as well. Check out the Max Rebo Shrine as well. I mean, you might as well. Since you're here, might as well check it out. There you have it. That is my entire Star Wars Black Series action figure collection. Hit like, subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are always talking about Star Wars the Black Series here on the channel. Let me know, do you like my display? Are you a fan of the lighting? What's your favorite shelf? How do you guys do it differently? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments down below. If you are in a position to help support the channel, we do offer a channel membership. There's a couple of different tiers with that. The support really goes a long way, like truly does, guys. Thank you to all of our currently existing channel members. It really helps us out. So thank you guys. I've been Justin from Out of the Basement, and we will see you guys in the next video.